This video will introduce aliases in Drupal and assumes you are comfortable with nodes, fields, and content types. Suppose you're looking at a Drupal site and you want to know what you're looking at. Usually this can be determined by the URL, but there are a few tricks behind URLs in Drupal. So every node in your site has an internal URL that looks like node/nid, where nid is the ID of the node. But sometimes your URL won't look like that. In that case, you have an alias. An alias is a secondary path that masks the internal URL. You might want this in order to make your URLs prettier, or to migrate content and keep links from the old site, or to implement permanent URLs such as PURLs or DOIs. If you think you're on an aliased node, try the Edit tab. That usually resolves to the internal link. On the Edit tab is also where it's possible to edit the alias. The standard behavior of aliases in Drupal is that you can see the content at either the internal URL or the alias, but all internal linking, such as menus or in-text links, will point to the alias. With the Path Auto module, it's possible to set up predefined patterns for your aliases, but that's a contrib module that needs to be enabled separately. See the video on modules. Second, just because it has a page doesn't mean that it's a node. Media, taxonomy terms, and users are all entities that have their own pages, but they're much less likely to be part of the intended navigation of your site. They also have internal URLs that specify media, taxonomy term, and user with their IDs respectively. A third way of defining pages on a site is through views. Views can be created at pages wherever you choose the URL. To see if you're on a view, look for the contextual links. That's the pencil icon in the top right corner that appears when you hover near it, and see if you can edit view. More obscure is the final type of defined page, those defined in code. All management pages are such an example. These can't be edited through the UI. While a page is usually defined by the thing that provides the main content, it's possible to display other content on pages, and this is done using blocks. These are the reusable, portable pieces of content that can be displayed anywhere. For more on blocks, see the video on blocks. To recap, the pages on your site can be created by nodes, taxonomy terms, users, media, views, and code. URL aliases let you assign the URL where a page is displayed.